If you've been running IT projects for some time, you already know this feeling like you are constantly putting out fires and acting as a plug for any hole. You might think it's just the nature of the job. That's what they pay you for, to keep wheels turning. But the truth is, you're probably making one of the three common but very unobvious mistakes, and they're making your project hard and stressful. Stick around because you are going to discover what the mistakes are and how to fix them. Therefore, in this video we'll discuss why focusing on processes will save you more time than managing people, how visualizing project scope can get everyone on the same page and drastically cut down on miscommunications, the risk management secret that will turn you from a firefighter into a strategic leader. Before we dive in, if you feel you are missing something or you don't understand the concept at any point of this video, you should know I have a free professional development plan for project managers. It includes many valuable resources to help you improve your project management skills. The link is in the description. With that said, let me ask you this. How much time do you spend each day assigning tasks and checking in on your team? Not much, you may say. But what if we add up all the emails, Slack messages, reviewing tickets in Jira, and quick questions over the shoulder? Unfortunately, many IT project managers fall into this trap, believing their primary role is managing people. They see it as a primary activity for which they are paid for. But it's like saying your job is actually babysitting, not building a well-oiled project management machine. That's exactly why I usually start by fixing unclear or ambiguous processes and workflows on any IT project I join. When processes are solid and tasks are straightforward, team members can manage themselves. You see, people are motivated to finish the work they're confident in as efficiently as possible. Therefore, think of it like building a bridge. You don't tell each worker where to put every bolt. You provide the blueprint, the process, and they execute it. Likewise, you don't check the quality of each bolt they screw. Screw? Assemble? Or put together? Damn, what's the right word here? Anyway, you provide them with a checklist to review the quality of their own work before moving on to the next bolt. And you can give the same checklist to each worker. If you don't create and explain processes, workflows, and checklists, you are doomed to run all over the place, fixing small issues generated by the whole team. And this reminds me of one big and complex IT project I managed. We had a meeting with all the top experts in the company to develop the best approach for one of the components. For about 30 minutes they discussed technical issues, requirements, and potential drawbacks. And then at some point the dialogue took a sharp turn. One engineer asked, "Are we talking about the data intake module?" "No, I was asking about the processing part," answered the other one. Okay, great. Please discard everything I said in the last 20 minutes. Yeah, first we laughed for 3 minutes in a row, but then we had a serious conversation about never letting such miscommunication happen again. As you can see, relying on scattered and out-of-context conversations leads to inefficiencies and frustration, and poor decision-making. Therefore, there are two tools and one simple technique that can help you make communication 5 times more effective. First, your product or service should always have an architecture diagram. This diagram should depict all the components and how it integrates with all other systems. And no, you should not create it yourself. Ask your most knowledgeable and experienced engineer to do it. Second, you need a work breakdown structure, WBS, to show the project scope. And for the knowledgeable audience here, this may seem like a duplication of work because both tools basically show the main project's deliverables. But that's a common pitfall. Work breakdown structure includes many more deliverables. Specifically, it may include project management documentation or things outside of the product or service. And yes, work breakdown structure can be used with agile frameworks in the IT industry. That's not an issue. But before we move to the communication technique I mentioned, I want to make it super clear. WBS is one of the most crucial tools in project management. I have a separate video on it. If you want to learn more and improve your scope management skills, you should get the free professional development plan I mentioned. When you have one or both of these tools, you should use them in all meetings. Always share your screen, point to the deliverable or module you want to discuss, and then follow the meeting agenda. And in general, it's always a good idea to share your screen and show something that will help people understand what you're talking about. So always provide context. And here's an unexpected change of context for you. How much of your time is spent reacting to unexpected problems? But deep down, you probably already feel that these problems are unexpected only because you don't have an established process to identify them. And you guessed it, I'm talking about risk management. Ignoring risk management is like driving without your driver's license or insurance. You are tempting fate. Yes, you can get away with it for 30 days in a row, but then unexpectedly, cops stop you and give you a fine. And here I need to pause because I almost hear some of you may think things like this. I have a very small agile project and there is no place for risk management. And I totally get it. I remember a project, not mine, but one of my colleagues. They were super agile, and even customers had this agile mindset. But at that time, many software applications faced a risk that wasn't related to team or features. It was about regulations. However, they decided to handle it in an agile way, because Scrum doesn't prescribe risk management. Therefore, they agreed to deal with the risk if it occurred. But as the result, they didn't assess the impact of the risk. When it happened, they were scrambling for months to fix the problem, and during this time the application was banned from the market. You can imagine how stressful it was. But the solution is already well known. You need proper risk management even on a small project. You need to identify the potential problems early on. Assess their impact and likelihood. Select the problems you want to tackle proactively and develop the mitigation strategy. Again, my professional development plan offers free access to valuable materials that will allow you to establish the proper risk management practices. But let me ask you one more question. Have you noticed we discussed task management, workflows, work breakdown structure, and these are critical areas? That's because project scope is the king. If you do it right, your project runs smoothly. But to do it right, you must understand how it works and where the problems come from. That's why I recommend that you watch this video next. You'll master scope management on an expert level. Click the video now, I'll be waiting for you there.